Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the main stage here at MagicCon Las Vegas. And please join me in welcoming our next panel here, the Secret Lair panel. Strap yourselves in, my friend. Get comfortable because you're about to find out all sorts of juicy details, not just about some of the secret layers that are available for you right now, but I believe, from what I was able to tease out of our host Nate Price here, we've got some very special stuff coming up when it comes to future secret layers. Some details are going to be revealed before your very eyes, my friends. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the Secret Lair panel hosted by the one and the only Mr. Nate Price.
Thanks, Riley. All right, is everybody ready to learn a little bit more about Secret Lair?
Yay!
Oh, this is great. I had make them yell louder, but I don't need to worry about that. You guys are doing great. Like Riley said, my name's Nate Price. I am a member of the Secret Lair team. I've been at Wizards for a long time, worn a lot of hats, but as of right now, I'm sort of like a spreadsheet guy. Math is my love language. I am here to host this wonderful panel. I am not the special sauce. This is going to make this work really well. That is my three wonderful teammates and co-panelists over here. I will Monica McCurry, Jelisa Varnado, Nyssa Achtyes-Hopper. Thank you all for joining me today. It's going to be a lot of fun. We got a lot of fun stuff for you today. I want to make sure that everybody knows a little bit more about you and can really get in, under your skin, feel why you're here. So, Nyssa, let's start with you. What's your Secret Lair origin story?
So I am currently the program manager for Secret Lair, but I have not always been. I've been at Wizards since 2020. I was working in marketing at the time, and I was actually a D&D girl. I specifically remember in my job interview being like, I don't play Magic because I feel like it's one of those things where if I did, I'd get really, really into it. And fast forward to me being on a Magic the Gathering panel, so that's a spoiler. In my time at Wizards, about 2 years in, I was pulled into a project to help create content to help people learn how to play Magic. And I was like, okay, I can't put this off any longer. I really need to learn how to play this game. So I spent a whole month. I played a ton of Arena. I played 1,000 games of Arena and lost 700 of them. I went to my first pre-release event and lost 9 games in a row. But the thing that struck me was not how much I was losing, because at this point I just play to lose and I still have a good time. It's that I was the newest person at the event by like decades. Like I was the only newbie at the event. And there was just nobody for me to like test things out with, play with, and learn with. And so it became my personal mission. I talked about this constantly with my friends and my coworkers as like, how do we get more people into Magic so that I have more people to be foolish around and not feel silly? And so that was when Secret Lair had put out a Street Fighter collaboration. We had just announced a Fortnite collaboration and an Arcane collaboration, and I was like, okay, so if I can get all of my friends who love League of Legends to start playing Magic because their favorite League of Legends characters are on Magic cards, then I would have people to fail with and lose with and maybe even win a couple games. And so that's really what drew me to Secret Lair. I still really believe that Secret Lair is the best way, a really great way to introduce new people to Magic. We have diverse artists that we work with. We have really weird, wacky ideas. And we get to work with a ton of diverse brands. And so it's still, to this day, I still truly believe that
awesome.
Is the best way. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Well, I can say for our team, the whole community, Secret Lair in general, we're all better for the fact that you're here to try to help continue to make this as diverse and welcoming an environment as people as possible. So thank you. All right, Jelisa, what's your Secret Lair origin story?
Yeah, so my Secret Lair origin story begins on the internet. I happened to come across the 90s binder experience drop online, and I was like, I didn't know what it was at the time, so I just saw like horses and rainbows and colors and cuteness, and I was like, what is this? I'm into this. Like, I like it. And I knew nothing about Secret Lair. And so I was like, hold on. Secret Lair, this is a part of Magic? Like, these are actual Magic cards? What's going on here? Like, it's not the typical art that I'm used to seeing, which was exciting. So when I like something, I start to get really like obsessed and in the rabbit hole. So I started researching everything Secret Lair, looking up all of the past drops, just like digging into it for real, seeing what this is all about. And I ended up buying the 90s binder experience drop just because it was so cool. But I was talking about it with one of my friends, and she actually sent me an open job posting for a senior brand manager role. And I was like, oh girl, I'm not good enough to do this. Like, I don't know if this is possible. But she talked me into it, and I ended up applying, and hello, I'm sitting here, so clearly I made it through. And now I'm just like really enjoying living my best Secret Lair life. And I attended my first Magic Con in Minneapolis, so shout out to anybody that went to Mini.
Yeah.
I had my first Magic Con experience there, and now, like, it's crazy. Months later, I get to sit here and hang out with all of you and tell the story. So that is how I got here.
You know what? Happy that you're. Remind me to thank your friend later, because they did, the Lord's work, helping make sure that we got you here on the team. So awesome. Last but most certainly not least, Monica. I just want to say right now, you're clearly the person who got their homework correct, because your little cards that have your notes on them are Secret Lair thank you cards. The rest of us just have this generic Planeswalker symbol card. So why don't you tell them a little bit about your Secret Lair origin story?
Yes, salutations. I am the game producer for Secret Lair, and sadly, my story starts off a little darker and a little sadder because, that's just how life works. But during the time that they posted for the position, I was doing really badly with my self-esteem, with life. I was very, very sad, very struggling. And my friends noticed, and my sisters noticed, and I'm a crier, I'm just gonna warn you now, I got tissues in my pocket. And they addressed it with me, and they offered help. And actually, my dungeon master sent me this job posting. And right away, I was like, there's no way I can do this. I'm not cool enough. I'm not talented enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not tall enough. And like, I'm really not tall enough, you guys. And for every negative thing I said, my sisters just came at me with a vengeance. My friends went to battle against my darkness, and they really encouraged me to pursue it. So I did it, and it was amazing because right away I got attached to a recruiter that was pure sunshine. This person was my favorite person in the world, and they were so kind and so supportive, and every interview I did, I literally rolled a nat 20, and I had so much fun. And then I got the job, and every day has been such an adventure with not just these wonderful people on stage, but like every team across Wizards is just amazing. And I'm so happy to be here.
You know what? I'm happy to have you here. Yeah. Little note that Monica actually is one of the people who interviewed me when I was getting hired for this job, so glad she got put in place first.
And you did a great job.
Thank you very much. I'm sure those are the glowing words you put on the recommendation that you sent into Hagen, so thank you. Yeah, awesome. Good work. All right. Well, thank you very much for helping us, get a better idea of who you all are, why you're all up here on this stage. We're going to start off, if that's all right with you guys, by going through some of the things that we currently have available for Secret Lair. And I think the first up, we'll talk about the Fall Super Drop. We've got this in the store right now, secretlair.wizards.com. Jelisa, you want to give people a little bit of intro? It's your job now. Your job at Wizards is to get people excited for things we're selling. So
yes.
Help me out.
As you mentioned, we have the Fall Super Drop that is on sale right now until October 1st. We got a number of super cool treatments that I am really excited about. One of which I think we might all be representing, like Team Gatewatch. Magic the Baseballing is my favorite art treatment out of this entire Super Drop, just because, honestly, don't tell anybody, but I'm not a real baseball fan in real life, but I feel like I can look the part, and that Liliana card is one of my favorites. But yeah, so that's what we got going on right now.
Cool. We get that on the website. We've also got we've got the Magic the Baseballing. We have now on VHS.
Now on VHS.
And we've got Keep Partying Hard, harder than you thought previously imaginable. I say that like 9 times fast, and every time a new word gets added to it. So I can't wait till we do like the 3rd iteration of that in a few years, and it's just a novel. So, but you can get those all here on site as well, I believe, as a part of the merch store back over there. So definitely go check those out if you haven't gotten them already. I think we got something special also for people who spend some money.
Yeah, so if you spend $150 on the merch, you will get the Relentless Rats promo card. So I love that one. And
Awesome.
I mean, we got rats over in the corner over there.
Yeah,
so.
we do. If you want to see more of the Relentless Rats, check us out. Our booth is the little corner booth right up there at the very beginning. You'll see it right as you walk in the door. You can get a picture of yourself with the rats themselves. So awesome. Now, this is just one of the things we got currently going on right now. We were kind enough, I think Turian gave a little bit of a tease of the next thing that we have to talk to you all about. And this has become a perennial, like an annual thing for us to partner up with Extra Life to both try to bring some additional joy and goodness out into the world and also do our part to try to help give back. Monica, I know you're wearing the shirt. You're already ready. You want to give people a little bit more info on our partnership with Extra Life?
I do. So this is Ponies the Galloping 2 Extra Life 2023, which is on pre-order right now until November 6th. I am so excited about this drop. I am such a Ponies fan, but this is such a near and dear cause to my heart and my family. So when you purchase, every purchase you make of the ponies, 50% will go towards the Seattle Children's Autism Center. And I am so excited for that. And I just want to call out some really cool things about these cards. They all have custom frames that are attuned to their cutie mark, and they all have unique mechanics. And this is Ponies the Galloping 2, so if you bought Ponies the Galloping in 2019, you can now complete the full set of the main 6. And when you do that, it triggers a mechanic so that when all the ponies are on the board, every pony wins. And just the idea of obliterating your opponent with friendship makes me so excited. It's the best.
You really are like, you're a kill them with kindness kind of person, aren't you?
I am, and Extra Life is here. They are in booth 523. Please visit them. They are amazing people.
Absolutely. It's something that we have anytime that we do these partnerships that particularly involve another brand or somebody. We tend to work with our own internal people who are subject matter experts and know a lot about the thing. Our subject matter expert for My Little Pony was Monica, so she knows her stuff when it's coming to this stuff. So I'm sure that you've been looking forward to this drop for a while.
Yes.
All right. We have some additional stuff to be able to share with you all. So another thing that we've got going on is a special partnership with another thing where we partner with Hasbro with their PulseCon sale. And so Nyssa, why don't you tell people a little bit about what we've got going on with PulseCon?
Yeah, so here we've got the Nerf Limited Lightning Lair Blaster. Each one comes with 2 Secret Lair Lightning Bolt promo cards and 6 starts. And it can hold 3 at a time so that you, this joke, I'm like now really tired of telling this joke, so that you can ping people for 3 while you ping people for 3. So this is, you can take a look. We have some on display in the display cases by the merch store and also available online at Hasbro Pulse starting today.
Cool. That's not the only thing that we're doing with PulseCon. We've also have historically put together a PulseCon exclusive Secret Lair drop, and this is another continuation of a theme a la the Ponies the Galloping 2. What are we doing this time?
Yes. Is it? There we go. Okay.
Yes.
So the Lil Walkers are back. So first they were Lil, then they were Liller, and now it's the Lillest Walkers of them all. This time it's Aminatu, Chandra, Duretti, Karn, and Venser. All available for pre-order online at Hasbro Pulse for $39.99 in foil and $29.99 regular edition.
Awesome. Forget whatever you learned. Vencer's not dead, no matter what the story says. He just got chibi-fied and put into these cards, so he's now living with Hasbro. All right. We have one last little thing that we're doing that's kind of tied to the chibi planeswalkers, right?
Yeah, it's a surprise. So we made figures. So the 5 planeswalkers that you just saw on the previous slide, they're here and available for purchase on Hasbro Pulse. It's a set of 5, and you have a 1 in 20 chance of getting a gold edition. Go check it out on Hasbro Pulse today. We're really excited. They're so cute.
Yeah. All right. So that's all the stuff we got currently on sale, but I know you guys wouldn't have crammed into these seats if we had, just been saying, hey, here's stuff you already know, go check this all out. Y'all want to see something new, something not revealed, something secret, right? At least one person does. That's fantastic. Fantastic. All right. Well, I'm very happy to be able the first person to reveal to you the next upcoming Super Drop sale that we have. It is our Spooky Drop 2023. We're going to kick this off with the very first drop that we've got as a part of this. And this is a type of series that's been kind of near and dear to our art directors' hearts in particular, because this gives us an opportunity to work with some of the members of our community that have been with us from the beginning. We keep bringing new people in, and that is our wonderful, wonderful artists. The first drop we have as a part of this, you might have seen it revealed recently, is our artist series for John Avon. Now, I know that artist series have got their own special, unique rules for us. Lots of interesting things that need to go into this. And Monica is the person who's the producer and runs a lot of this for us. You want to speak a little bit about the artist series, kind of what it means to us, what it means to artists, and give people a little bit more information on that.
I really love artist series, and I can talk about John Avon forever, but he is actually here. You can see him in person.
Right there.
He is in the Art of Magic area, along with many other very talented artists who are here for you. And what I really love also is that John Avon will have his own panel tomorrow here at 11 a.m. And everyone can come, so that's very exciting. But artist series are really for the artists, and what's so wonderful is that typically they're very structured. We give them a lot of feedback. We decide how the art is, but with artist series, they get to decide. So they get to choose what cards they want, what kind of art style they want, how do they want to express themselves, and even picking out the flavor text is all on them. And it is really such a wonderful experience because you get to see everything in their eyes and their heart. And I really just love artist series. So please give your time, give your attention, tell them how amazing they are.
Yeah, and as we said, you can see John's booth from literally right here, right up on the stage. Please take your opportunity to go over visit and visit the rest of the wonderful artists that we've got here. We've got, 20 or so artists that are a part of this that have got their own artist series with us?
Yes, so there are over 40 artists here, but about 20 of them have worked on Secret Lair. So, oh my goodness, that's so exciting.
Yeah, awesome. All right. Well, we've got another drop that I'd like to walk through really quickly. This one is entitled Meditations on Nature. This is a sumi-e style of sort of these Japanese ink paintings that we've done with the wonderful kind of landscape model, walking through all of the basic lands. So this will be one of our basic land drops. And I know personally, I am really, really looking forward to picking up at least a handful of these because I've got a few commander decks that could use a nice special little one-of treatment, particularly for I love the islands artwork. It's among my favorite that we've got. Very, very cool. And this is sort of the first time that we've dabbled in this exact style. There's been some couple of, at least Secret Lair has. I think that we've done some treatments like this in the back of the ground for some of the other big magic sets that we've done. The next one that I want to talk about is Pixellands02.jpg, which is a return to the pixel art land style that we had from the Pixel Snowlands from a couple years ago. This one is all traditional basic lands, done in a pixel art style by the artist Jubilee. And so if you were a big fan of the first one that we did with the Snowlands, go grab yourself a pack of these here, and you can check them out. Do you guys have a particular favorite for the pixel land art? Any of the basic lands really speak to you?
I really like the mountains.
You like the mountains? All right. Did you get the John Darnielle Mountain Goats drop?
I did.
Awesome. All right. Well, y'all, these are two basic land drops that go alongside. For me, I think it's very interesting that we have the awesome art that John Avon's done on his drop, and then a bunch of basic land arts, but the basic lands aren't done by John Avon because like in my brain that is like just such a seminal part of Magic, these really cool John Avon basic lands. This is it. This is the whole secret drop. It's a whole super drop. We're totally done now. Like everybody, bye. No,
That's it.
we have everything that comes from here on out is something a little extra special and different to what we have done for the other drops, these other three. That is partnerships. Really quickly before we show them what the first partnership is, Jelisa, you want to talk a little bit about like what we're about to get into as far as partnerships in these drops?
Yeah, so the next couple of things that we're going to show, I'm personally really excited about. These have been some of our amazing partnerships with some huge names that I think you all are really going to be excited about. I'm really excited about it, and I'm ready to get into it. Like, I don't even want to talk about it. I just want to show.
Well, let's see, guys. So we've done some partnerships before. We've done work with Fortnite. We've done work with Arcane and League of Legends. We've done it with Street Fighter. Y'all excited to see who's next up on the block for a partnership with Secret Lair? All right, well, we've got some wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff coming to you in wonderful little cardboard form in our partnership with Doctor Who. All right, cool. So, do we have any Doctor Who fans in our audience today? Got a handful, all right, super. Well, we have two drops specifically for y'all and anybody else who really wants to get in on this. The first is one that features a cycle of non-basic lands where the center focus is on the Daleks. So our Dalek land drop is one of two. The other one that you might have teased out there we'll get to here in a little bit, but it's a little bit on the spookier side. So I guess to just start off with, why don't you tell us a little bit about what it's like working with these partners, Jelisa, to bring these cards to life?
Yeah, so as the senior brand manager, I work directly with a lot of our partners, and you know, working with the BBC folks to put this drop together was amazing. It really was like a labor of love, and there was a lot of excitement and passion on both fronts. And you know, it was just really nice to get all of their trust to handle their you know, brand in the best way possible. So it's been a joy working with them, and I'm just really excited to like actually get this drop out there and into folks' hands. And shout out to Spire Bluff Canal, because that's like my favorite land.
Yeah, I think that one of the coolest things about seeing the end result of some of this stuff is just seeing things that you've seen on the television screen for a long time being brought to life on a card. Really, really cool. And I love the way that they've interpreted some of the card names, like the one we just saw of Inspiring Vantage, just a very perfect like combination of just the flavor of the card name that we've chosen to go with it and the artwork that we decided that should go alongside of that. So big kudos to the art directors and putting all this work together. I'm assuming the folks at BBC were very happy with the end results of a lot of this stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, all right, perfect. Well, up next is another drop that we're doing with Doctor Who. And this one, like I said, is a little bit on the spookier side. So keep your eyes peeled and don't close them as we show off the Weeping Angels drop. Nyssa, you worked a lot with our internal subject matter experts to bring these to life. So why don't you tell us a little about working with sort of that internal group to try to bring these out?
Yeah, so long-time Secret Lair fans may have already caught on to this, but there are two kinds of partnership Secret Lair drops. The first kind is what you're seeing on the screen right now, where we were working with the main set Magic team. This time we work with Gavin really closely to make sure that we're telling a cohesive story across all of the Doctor Who products. And the other kind of Secret Lair drop is one that you also may be familiar with, like the Street Fighter, where what we call a standalone Secret Lair partnership drop. And that is where we get to kind of go into our pool of subject matter experts across the whole company and identify who are the biggest fans of this franchise that we're working with, and how can we make that a love letter to the franchise. So those are the two, and really what they have in common is that we work really, really closely. Secret Lair is a really big group effort. we might be the only 4 people on the stage right now, but honestly, we couldn't do it without everybody who works on Magic. So thank you to everyone to help bring all of these partnership drops to life that we're about to show.
Yeah, this is another one of those drops where we've sort of done like the alpha and omega of Angel things this year between like the artist series drop we did with Elena Danner, who's also here over in the artist area, the Commander drop deck, the Angels deck that we've done, and then this like polar opposite end of the spectrum in terms of what you think of when you think of Angels. I'm really looking forward to this. This actually features a couple of cards that are big old favorites of mine. I'm a massive Blinding Angel fan. Blinding Angel doesn't get a whole lot of love nowadays, so I'm super happy to kind of break that out. Find a Commander deck where I can put that in and really just terrify my opponents. So, all right. Well, we've called this, it's Spooky Drop 2023. When we've shown you off like the beautiful artist series that John Avon created, we've shown a couple of basic land drops. Yeah, none of these are particularly scary. We've gotten into, Daleks and Weeping Angels. We're getting there, definitely. But this next partnership that we've got features a classic collaboration between George Romero and Stephen King, and it's Creepshow. Oh man, yeah. What do y'all think of those double-sided cards? Wild. So I don't know about, do we have any guys who's like fan of Creepshow, fan of like pulp comics in general? Yeah, all right. I adore the way that we put these things together. Like, this is not a thing that we have like, we've got all of these cool mechanics that have been built into Magic over time, and we're constantly looking for cool new ways to utilize them. And double-faced cards mimicking turning of the first page, opening the cover of a comic book is just a stroke of genius. So big hats off to the people who put this together in the first place. Nyssa, do you want to talk a little about using some of these mechanics, things we've got?
Yeah, you stole my line.
It's all yours, yeah.
Shout out to the art director on this drop, Aliana Rude, and graphic designer Scott Akamura. They really wanted to capture the comic book feel. And these are double-sided cards. I don't know if you could tell, but they wanted to capture that feeling you get when you open the cover of a comic book and you see the other side, while still maintaining the functionality of the front of the card. So creature type, cost, everything's still there for you to be able to play it, but it still feels like you're opening a tiny little comic book.
That's awesome. And Monica, I said this before, you're the producer on our team, which means your job is like very much keeping us on schedule, keeping us on point, making sure that we're able to bring things to life. These things cannot have been easy to make, given I know they've got a lot of complexity to them. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
So, full disclosure, I do not like horror. I cannot watch scary things. I think you've probably, gotten that vibe from me. But I want to say that our teams did too good of a job. So good, we had to make revisions because they were too scary. Like, we had to hide things, we had to dim things. We went through several revisions to make sure that this was okay to show as Magic cards. And oh my goodness, I went through so many revisions that I got nightmares from this drop alone. And that's just it. Like, we get the job done, even if it's too good and we have to backtrack.
Well, you know what? Well, I promise. We'll keep you shielded for the rest of this sale. You don't have to worry about anything. We'll let you know when it's over and we get to the end of the year when we get some more cool stuff then. But this isn't the only spooky drop we did. No, we've got another one lined up immediately after this. Although the next one is a bit more on the campy spooky, very close and near to my heart, and that is The Evil Dead. All right. Yes. The Deadites can take me now. I have seen Bruce Campbell on a Magic card. Oh man, this is fantastic. Another drop where this speaks very much to my heart. Another thing that I grew up with and absolutely adore. And I have to know, Sam Raimi and the team that works on this, like anybody who we work, they have to have been very cool, very fun to work with. Jelisa, we'll start with you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about what it was like to work with the folks from Creepshow, or from The Evil Dead?
Yeah, working with the Evil Dead folks was amazing. I mean, unlike Monica, I am a huge horror fan. Like, give me all the horror, give me all the spooks. I love it. And so it was a joy to work with them on this. And they gave us a lot of flexibility to be creative and kind of do our thing and, just represent their brand in the best way possible. And they just gave us so much creative freedom. And it's always fun to have that trust. So it was awesome putting this together. Again, they were super passionate. I was very excited. We have other folks that were really excited, and it was just like a joy to put together. So I'm real happy about this one.
And Monica, you have a story to tell us, don't you?
I do. So I do not watch horror. I could not get through the first Doctor Who episode. That's how bad I am. But with this one, they were so kind, and everyone on the team was so excited. We had amazing fans, and they really emphasized the color, the facial expressions, the angle of the shots. They went to the moon. And I saw the foils of these, and they petrified me. Like, the foils were so good. But while working with the partnership and how kind they always were, any positive feedback I get from the partner, I like to share with the team. And that was something the partner did. He was like, hey, Monica, thank you so much. Here's something nice that someone said. And I was like, oh, I'm so excited to share with the team. And I didn't think about it, but I shared, and my posts blew up, and messages galore, and everyone was starstruck, and this was the best day of their life, and someone had a really bad day, but it got turned around because they read this comment, and I was such a small part of it. And then I was like, oh, that's so cool. Hey, Internet, who is Sam Raimi? I was so embarrassed and so mortified because I cannot watch these. They're too scary. But Sam Raimi did a shout out to the team, and it really just made everyone's day. And it was such a beautiful moment that we all got to share.
I'm loving it.
Actually, it made Forrest Shell is the art director. He printed out that note and framed it. It was amazing. It was actually a note from Monica pasted in with words from Sam Raimi. It was enough to make a picture frame.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, well, like this and all the rest of the secret, or the spooky drops that we've been talking about, they do go on sale on October 2nd. So remember, when the time comes around, shop Secret Lair, shop Secret Lair. Now, we do have one last drop to reveal to everybody. You all seem very excited about this because you know what's coming up. Are you ready to see the next drop?
Yes. Yes, I am. Yes, yes, yes.
As you wish. We've had to be very careful on time and how we used it for the rest of this panel so far, because this is the drop I think all of us are the most excited about. Okay, so again, I got to do this. I have to do this for every one of these. Do we have any Princess Bride fans in the audience here? I love you all so much. I'm going to shut up now because all of you guys have a lot of fun things you want to say. Well, and I think the only equitable way to do this is to work our way down the line. So Monica, share some stories, share some love.
Oh my goodness. So this is the movie that is my heart and soul. This is the movie that I would pretend to be sick, and so I didn't have to go to school, so I could watch this movie. And I will duel anyone left-handed if they disagree with me that Fezzik is not the hero of the movie. He is a dream. He has the best smile. I love him so much, and I was so happy to work on this, and they're so beautiful, and I am just I'm through. Yeah. I can't. I love it so much. And
Are we
that's
all
me.
crying? I think
Yeah,
we're all
no,
crying.
I'm trying
Okay,
not
cool.
to. Like, yeah, no, this. I like barely have words. I mean, this is. It feels like a piece of nostalgia. It's like history. It's all the things. It's all the good memories from like growing up, and like working with the partner on this one was also just like amazing. They gave us so much trust, and all the work that was poured into putting this together was just a huge labor of love, and it's such an ode to the whole franchise. Like, I don't know, I'm out of words. Like, it's just so good.
Yeah.
I have palpitations.
I know.
Yeah.
Shout out to art director Zach Stella. We're his biggest fans. He, as Jelisa was saying, this is a labor of love. He's like the biggest Princess Bride fan. When we caught up with him before the panel, we were like, hey, what are some Easter eggs on these cards? And he's like, literally everything. So you have to look at all the cards. You have to really study them because there's something hidden on every single one, and it's all for the fans. So, yeah.
The mixture of cards and flavor is unbelievable on some of these. I could hear the reaction when Battle of Wits was put up there, because what other Magic card could you possibly use for that scene, right? Like, absolutely perfect composition there. I've already started to take a look ahead. One of the things I like the most about this drop is named characters, legends. I have Commander Decks waiting for them to be slotted in. We're going to have ourselves a wonderful Fezzik deck at some point.
Yes.
And I'm definitely can't wait to have a Miracle Max, mostly dead Marchesa deck. So, yeah, this is phenomenal. And I think the other real big standout here is just the direction they chose to go with the art, where obviously it's very faithful to the representations of the actors and actresses who are participating in this, but they've baked in also just like this wonderful like storybook filigree. It looks very much like kind of an old-timey fairy tale book, and it is just a perfect look.
Yeah, actually, the frame was a big nod to the original book and the original story. We really had to use the movie and references from the movie, but you can't have Princess Bride without the original Princess Bride. So.
Absolutely. So you said Fezzik's your favorite card out of the bunch, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I really love the flavor text on all of these. They're pulled from the movie. They're so wonderfully made. They're perfect for the card. Everything is synchronized and matches so well. I love it.
Jelisa, you got a favorite card or one you're looking forward to having the most?
I'm just gonna like cheat and say they're all my favorite. I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to be forced to choose. I don't want that on me. I love them all, and it's great because there's so many as well. Like there's just so many wonderful cards, and I love them all.
Mine's
Lisa, what's your favorite?
The sexy one.
Which one?
Also, the one that the
Wesley, the Dread Pirate Roberts.
I can't think whatever he's on the screen. We also did something really fun this time. You're all gonna really love the box that this comes in. It's stunning, just like all the cards. We don't have pictures of it, but this is gonna be one that you're really gonna treasure because we worked so hard, and we tried our best to make this a true testament to everything that Princess Bride means to all of us.
Absolutely. No, this is great, and I can only hope that you all are looking forward to this as much as we are, because this is going to be one hell of a sale, and I can't wait to get my hands on these things. So awesome. Well, that wraps up. That is the last of the drops that we've got involved in our Spooky Drop 2023. Just a little recap for everybody, information that you might want to keep an eye on. This starts up on October 2nd at 9 a.m. Pacific time, just like every normal Secret Lair sale that we do. don't forget that you have on this main stage tomorrow at 11 a.m., the wonderful John Avon is going to be up here for his panel. And if we don't see some of your faces in the audience, I'm going to be very sad. So please, show up. It should be an awesome time. Current Fall Super Drop on sale now. You can get a handful of the drops over at the official show store. So if you want to get your hands on some this weekend while you're here, you can do that, or you can catch them online. And that'll be running until just before the Spooky Drop 2023 starts off. So it ends on October 1st at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. We then have our Ponies the Galloping 2 Extra Life 2023, which Monica cannot gush about enough. It's available now on the website, and it's going to be available until November 6th. Yep. Definitely make sure you check out. Where's the booth again?
What?
Where's the Extra Life booth again?
So Extra Life booth is on 523. They are over yonder, and they are amazing people. Yeah.
Fantastic.
I love it.
All right. So definitely stop in and take a look for them. And then don't forget that we have the Nerf Lightning Lair, the littlest walkers available on HasbroPulse.com. So that, I think, wraps up all of the things that we specifically had to bring to you today. Did you guys feel like that was a good thing, a good experience? You learned a lot? Excited for Spooky Drop? Fantastic. All right. Well, I'd love to hear that. It's time now. We've got some time left over at the end of our panel. We wanted to set aside for opportunities for y'all to ask any questions that you want. So we'll do a little bit of a Q&A here for anybody who is interested. Let's see if I can find where the microphone is at, if there's someone about that. So if there is anybody who's got a question, we're happy to take it. Afterwards, if nothing else, we will also be hanging out for people who want to come and find us. We've got our awesome Gatewatch jerseys on, so we're fairly easy to find kind of around things. Feel free to stop by, have a conversation with us. Yeah, I guess we could continue. Perfect. Q&A, wonderful. Why don't you kick us off with your first one?
All right, so love the baseball super drop. Love that it's the Gatewatch, but curious why the selection with Garrick over Nyssa when Nyssa was part of the Gatewatch and Garrick wasn't. I know he was part of the first 5, but I love it. I still ordered it, but just kind of a small nit there.
I think this one was a selection based on the cards themselves were intended to be the original Lowrun 5. The Gatewatch was just a nice, fun team name Easter egg to put over the top of it. So this was built from the card selection up with the creative part, knowing that we were going to do a baseball team,
Yes.
but not knowing whether the end result was going to be called the Gatewatch as far as the team goes. So that was something that got added on at the very end. And I think that was a question of trying to figure out what the right thing to call that group was other than the Lorwyn 5. So I think this was the albeit not perfect compromise that was come to after the card selection was made when we layered the creative on top of everything.
Yeah.
Excellent. If there are any other questions, again, the microphone is right there. Please feel free to step on up. We'll go ahead and take a name, speak directly into the microphone, and we can answer anything that you've got. All right. Well, let's see. I mean,
Oh, I think we got one.
oh, microphone over there, beautiful. Go ahead, ask away.
I had a question because you do anime.
Speak right on up into the microphone
sorry.
for us. Thank you.
You guys do a lot of anime art cards. Are there any possible plans of like actual animes being done in the Secret Lairs?
It's
Don't
a
look at me.
secret. We can't talk about it. So yeah, sorry to say, we can't really share any of our upcoming plans on this panel right now, but
That's fair.
we will take that feedback back to the team and and you'll find out, just like this time.
What I can't say is that we know that everyone loves the styles when we do those kinds of cards. Like the City Styles drop that we did at the beginning of the year with the awesome depictions of like Massacre Girl and Azusa. People love it. And we know that they love it enough that we're obviously starting to do bits and pieces of that into some of the main Magic sets that we do. And so we are very well aware that the demand and the desire for that stuff is here. And especially as, we are doing more and more work with partnerships that there's clearly a demand and a desire from people to see some of the things that they really love depicted in our cards, in that style in particular. And so we're always on the lookout, I think, is the best way to put it. So definitely good question and something that we'll look at in the future for sure.
All right,
So,
thank you.
You're very welcome. All right, ask away.
So usually you've been doing a promotion with making larger purchases, so whether it's free shipping or the DJ Gods. Do you happen to know, and are you able to share what the one for the spooky drop will be?
For the spooky drop sale, I don't think we can tell you exactly what it's going to be just now. I can tell you that we do have a couple of, we do have some fresh sales incentives coming up towards the end of the year that you should keep an eye out for. That will be things you haven't done before and things that are very cool. So stay tuned, and I promise you'll be excited as you take a look at the sales that we've got to round out the year, for sure.
Thank you.
No problem. That's it.
What is the hardest part of deciding what becomes a secret lair? Like, do you have a list or a board of ideas and then you have to narrow it down?
The hardest part?
I missed the question. What was it?
The hardest part about designing a secret lair in general?
Yeah, like, what do you choose? Like,
Okay, so the question is, what's the hardest part about designing a secret lair? Like coming up with ideas, narrowing it down, selecting the cards. There's a lot to pick from here,
well,
right?
I know, and this would be a great question for our product designer Daniel Nguyen, who's in a previous panel, who actually talked a lot about that, the challenges of designing a product and kind of the process and the think tank that he goes into. I do encourage you to check out the panel from Minneapolis because it was really great. But Nate, Monica, do you have any thoughts?
What I think is the hardest for people is to pivot when needed. So when an idea isn't quite forming, when people have, concerns or more complicated questions, getting those answers has always been a little more difficult. And so I feel like that's probably the thing that we've struggled on before, is just pivoting when we need to.
Yeah, I think like there is definitely some difficulty in trying to narrow down the ideas, because we have a lot of things that we can make at any given point, and our art director Jacob is phenomenal at finding artists that like show off styles that we haven't worked with before, people that we've never worked with, and so he comes up with these awesome ideas for creatives that he wants to put together, and then Daniel has the very difficult job of going, all right, well, what are the right cards for us to give to this person based on what they like to do, to be able to just really let them cut loose and be free with their stuff? And then on top of that, we've got so many irons in the fire at any given time, as like we've got choices to make. All right, which of these do we prioritize? Which ones do we like we think we can get done quicker? Which ones do we like need to slightly noodle on some more? Like you say, may not be fully fleshed out. And so things like this that always make sort of the beginning part of the funnel of getting everything in, and then the end part where we try to put it all together, they've always got their own special difficulties. So it's very much one part art and science, both figuratively and literally.
Thank you.
Of course, thank you, yeah. Start over here.
So I was curious about, like, how long is the typical time frame going from the idea of what you guys want to do for these secret layers to the drops actually being released?
Nyssa's looking straight at Monica because she's the maven, the mistress of schedules for us, so she knows.
Honestly, there is no real cadence. It really depends on the requirements, the partner, timeframes. It's really important that we hit every one of their needs. If there's an anniversary, if they have, some kind of launch, we want to make sure that we match. I've seen them go very quickly, and I've seen them go very slowly, and we really want to make sure everyone's happy. So if we have to redo something, if we have to revision something, we definitely want the partnership to be happy and our internal team to be happy. Mm-hmm. So I would love to give you a month or a time, but it really depends on each and everyone. Mm-hmm. That is involved, and every schedule, trust me, I work in them. They are bespoke, they are unique. Everyone has their own requirements with mechanical unique cards, with the number of cards. There is no real rhyme and reason, which is why Secret Lair is so much fun.
Yeah.
We have drops that we've worked on for 9 months in release, and we have drops that we've worked on for 2.5 years in release. So
Yep.
like it's a wide range depending on exactly what goes into it, for sure.
Good question.
Thank you, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, all yours.
Hey, is a Sailor Moon Secret Lair in the realm of possibility, or is like talking to those IP owners just too hard to handle?
I'm sorry, could you speak right into the microphone, tilt it up just a little bit for us? I heard the Sailor Moon part, and I know that there's at least 3 members of our team who would lose their minds if that was a thing that we ended up working on. So go on.
Yeah, I figured like getting a hold of those IPs and just trying to talk to the people just to make that happen would be quite hard with just the language barrier in general. But are things like that possible, or have you worked on things like that where there was like a language barrier or an IP that's just huge, like Sailor Moon specifically? But is that like possible to do?
So when it comes to partnerships and working with the partners that we work with and the ones that we are speculatively working with, like there's an entire team whose job it is to help source some of these partnerships. And we can work with them from some of the partners that we have, worked with in the past, for example, like they've largely been like North American based companies or like have been like video game, movie, television sort of franchises. But Universes Beyond is intended to represent, I guess, a lot of potential options for us, essentially. And when it comes to the stuff that we're doing for Secret Lair, I mean, I don't want to steal your thunder or anything as far as this stuff goes, Jelisa, because I know that you would end up working with this, but sky's the limit when it comes to this stuff when people want them, right?
Yeah, Universes Beyond just opens up a lot of different options for us, and it makes, things that maybe wouldn't have been possible before possible. So it's really exciting. I'm excited about the future of it and the things that will come. But yeah.
So I guess a good follow-up question. You'd be very interested to see a Sailor Moon Secret Lair. Does that sound correct?
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yes? All right.
Another thing that I'd like to say is that your thoughts, your opinions, your feelings really matter to us. So if there's something you really love, please share it. Tell us when we do surveys, come and share your love so that we can hear it and we can, maybe do something about it.
And we listen everywhere when people are talking about Secret Lair. We check kind of all of our social media platforms and everything. We like to monitor the conversations that are going on so that when people have like really cool ideas or things where there's just this groundswell within the community of like, we would love this, we like to be able to keep an eye on that stuff. So it's awesome to see people coming and asking questions just like this at the panel. So we're happy to hear that. Definitely, again, stuff we'll take back to the team. So thank you very much.
Thank you. And I had one quick question.
Okay.
If you guys could pick someone to be Sailor Moon in that Secret Lair, who would you think it'd be? I couldn't decide, and I had to fight my girlfriend over it, so help settle the debate.
What?
So here's a fun question. Who's our Secret Lair? Who's our SME on our team for Sailor Moon? Is it Emily or is it Emily?
Emily.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Definitely,
and myself as well.
Oh, yeah. And Jelisa.
Jelisa
There you
too?
go.
Beautiful. So Jelisa, in your perfect world, like who do you think is who's the number one like character that you think you would love to see if that were a thing that we were gonna do?
Like if we were to do a Sailor Moon.
Yeah. Well, give us your 1 and 2. Just I would be very happy if I saw these on a Magic card.
Oh boy.
Well, Jelisa thinks I want to say villains. I want all the villains. I love that. The villains. Every villain I want.
The villains of Sailor Moon?
Yes, they're so cool.
I'm a tuxedo mask type of girl.
Yeah.
So I need a tuxedo mask.
So you're on the villain side with Monica.
Yeah, kind of, but also Sailor Moon. So give me both of those and I'm happy.
All right. Awesome. Cool.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. Yeah. All right, Visa.
Hi, first I wanted to thank you for being so generous with your time today. It's really great to have you guys up there and answering questions, so thank you. And my other question was, now that you've had so many successful partnerships, is it getting easier to go out to various partners and say, hey, look what we did with Lord of the Rings, it was super successful, we can do the same for your IP. Do you have ideas first now and you're reaching out to people? Are people coming to you now and saying, we'd love to be part of what you're doing?
Well, when it comes to actually sourcing and working with the partners, we actually partner really closely with another team internally that handles a lot of the negotiations and working with partners, sourcing partners for us. We have kind of follow-on meetings where we meet with them and they're like, hey, here's what we're talking, here's what we got, here's who we're talking to. What do you guys have that you want us to go out and get? So we're a little bit removed from that process, but you guys do work with the partners on collaboration once they're sourced and all of their end. Do you guys find that as we've started to do more stuff, and they've been able to see very, how we're faithfully representing the things they've got, that the actual act of working with them and collaborating with them gets a little bit easier as people see kind of how we treat things?
Yeah. I would say having examples out in the world is really helpful, but I do think to answer your question, it's a mix of both. We have people that we're really interested in working with, and we always have people interested in working with us. So it's a matter of working with our partner team on the Universes Beyond part of the business to really make sure that it's a good fit for both Secret Lair and the other brand that we would potentially partner with.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All right, what you got for us?
Sup, I'm Big Frank. So I just want to ask on behalf of my uncle Renee over here, since he was too scared to come up here, my second favorite uncle. So we were wondering if partnering with actual like cartoon like network and stuff like that, like if we're talking about like Nickelodeon and stuff, or like maybe like celebrity drops, like put on some corn in there,
What's the
So,
question?
a couple good ideas for some potential things for us to chat with the Universes Beyond and partnership teams that we work with. Getting things like Nickelodeon cartoons, some of the stuff that see, apparently you got fans of the ideas up here for sure.
I mean, I definitely do. I mean,
I watch a lot of cartoons. Yes.
I mean, all I'm saying is if I saw Clifford, up on that big like card, if I had like a big old Clifford card, I'd be hanging that in my room,
That's awesome.
I'd probably cuddle with it at night.
I love that.
What I can say is we definitely external to some of the partnership stuff, working with the actual properties themselves. We've done some work already. Jacob is our art director Jacob is super into comic artists and cartoon artists, anybody who has come from that world. And so we worked with a bunch of people who are really big into that kind of thing. I think the Gary Baseman lands that we just did. Gary Baseman is a phenomenal artist. And
so, are you guys saying that I'm too late to this subject already, or?
What's that? I'm sorry?
Are you guys saying I'm too late? Like it's not happening?
Definitely not too late. Definitely not too late. If nothing else, good ideas for the future, for sure.
For sure.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah. All right, all yours.
I was wondering, with some of the drops based off of TV and movies, a lot of the cards have mechanics that are very specific to the flavor of the character. How is it decided what abilities the card has, and who decides that?
Daniel does.
A lot of people.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
I can take this one really quick.
Sure, yeah.
It is similar to the way that we worked on the Doctor Who drops. We have to make sure that anything that we make in Secret Lair is cohesive with the entire Magic ecosystem. So there's a lot of people that we work with on the game design side, on other teams. Daniel, our product designer, is really the lead on exploring those opportunities with those other teams and making sure that whatever we decided to do doesn't break all of Magic, because that's the last thing that we want to do.
Any mechanically unique cards that are new go through a series of vetting and a gauntlet of testing, and we literally all do it together, and it's wonderful.
Very rigorous.
Yeah, I think it's also fun to say, we do utilize a lot the internal subject matter experts that we've got. So we're constantly asking, the whole of Wizards, how would you rate yourself on your knowledge and love of a particular brand or something? And then for people who are indexing really high, we'll talk to people and say, all right, well, what are the things that you associate with this character? How would you describe them, so we can get a good idea of how people feel about the various characters that are being depicted? And then that gets to be paired with the incredible game designers that we've got, who are able to take those and turn them effectively into Magic speak, either for the cards that have the novel cards, the new mechanics like we did with the Street Fighter drop, or for the Princess Bride drop we just saw. And we've got an idea of what makes Inigo Montoya Inigo Montoya. And once we know that, at that point, okay, well, haste, first strike, that all makes sense. Domri is a perfect example of somebody that we could put on, or Samud is the perfect example of somebody who represents all of the things that make this character who they are. So, the whole combination.
Epic. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, yeah. I think we got time for one more question, and then we're gonna have to be done for this. But for everybody who's still online, you don't have to worry about it. We'll be right off on the side after this. Feel free to come over and find us and ask us your questions in person. No problem with that at all. So, last question, what you got for us?
Hi. So just real quick, I graduate next year and I'm an artist, And I was wondering, since you guys work with artists closely, do you guys have anything like some type of tips for someone who might, like I play the game a lot, I would love to be a Magic artist and see my art on cards one day or something like that. Like, do you guys like offer internships? Do you guys like have any tips or tricks or stuff like that for like people who want to potentially be Magic artists or something like that?
As far, yeah. I would say, great question. Like, first of all, congratulations. Like, that's awesome.
That's so
yeah.
exciting.
Yeah. We are probably like each of us the wrong people to be giving. Like, I don't want to give you wrong advice on any of this stuff. If we had our art director here, I would just like get off the stage and let him answer that question for sure by himself. But I'd say, like, if nothing else, keep putting your stuff out there, making it like doing what you can to make it visible. Like, we have literally for Secret Lair before, we had a drop done. We released earlier this year called Draw Your Hand, and the artist for that drop had posted a bunch of his stuff to Reddit, and I'm pretty sure that's how he got discovered to do his drop ultimately to put it out there. So keep doing your work, keep putting it out there and making it, like doing what you can to make it visible to us. It's also really good, like if you haven't had the opportunity to, chat with some of the artists that we've got over in the artist area too. Figure, especially some of the people who've been kind of newer to the Magic ecosystem, and like ask them how they got their start and see if you can get glean some insight. We got really smart people who've gone through a very similar thing to you in the past. I'm sure they'd love to share their insights with you.
Steal their secrets.
Yeah.
Definitely. And really follow your heart with your art, because when you're doing something you love, it's so easy to see, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing that we look for too in a lot of the artists. Is we like people who are like unabashedly themselves, and it's real, like, because especially for Secret Lair, like we intentionally strive to not look like anything else that the rest of the Magic ecosystem is doing necessarily. So we're kind of grabbing high personality pieces. We're grabbing people who have like a very niche look, things that we're looking for. At the same time as we're also working with people who like might have a more generalist approach. So we really just try to like. Nothing is off limits for us is kind of what it is, which means that we can work with anybody. We just got to make sure that we know what you've got and kind of where we can find you. So
Cool. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. I'm excited to see your art.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, everybody, it's been an absolute pleasure today. Thank you so much for joining us here for the Secret Lair Redacted panel. Monica, Jelisa, Nyssa, thank you so much for sharing the stage with me and gracing me with all of your lovely knowledge. For those of you who did have additional questions, want to hang out with us, we're going to be hanging out right over here to the other side of the main stage for a bit here after our panel's said and done. But yeah, this is going to be awesome. You guys, how many people here are ready for game nights? All right, that's what I'm talking about. I am going to hang out with everybody on the side here, and then I'm going to come find my own seats because I want to watch them do stuff. This should be a wonderful, phenomenal show. Thanks for sharing your time with us. Enjoy the rest of your Magic Con, and we'll see you all later. Thanks again. All righty.